Micah chapter 7, verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend, put ye not confidence in a guide. Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. I want to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the Heavenly Father, and Yahweh Shai is the Son of the Power, the Messiah, which these are the true names of the Most High and His only begotten Son, in the ancient Hebrew tongue, and Lashon Kodash, which means holy language. Also want to give double honors to the elder apostles at great millstone, peace and blessings unto the elect, and salute shalom to the fellow laborers in His truth. Again, all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Amen. Right, and particular scripture I've recited was written in the book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 5. And, to highlight this scripture I wanted to touch on was this: keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. Right? And that's the point of this lesson. Right? In this lesson, I'm going to be instructing the people, all who have ears to hear and eyes to see, all who have understanding, all who love knowledge, will ultimately love instruction, why did I bring this scripture out? Right? The reason why I brought this scripture out is because, meditating, always thinking upon this particular subject, pillow talking. When a man get with a female in any way or form, he becomes vulnerable, comfortable, and relaxed. And one thing that happens is what the mouth rambles, man. The mouth just, comes open, man. And that's the thing that happens with Jake. Right? Jake be pillow talking, man. Jake be talking about another man behind his back to another woman, man. To a woman, man. Jake be backbiting to his woman, murmuring to his woman, complaining to his woman. And the scripture says to keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. You even have Jake revealing secrets to their woman, man. And at the end of the day, murmuring and whispering and backbiting, even revealing secrets of one of thy fellows, that's sin. Right? But in this society, that's a normal thing in a relationship. In a relationship, you always have that. In this world, you always have that gossiping couple. The woman gossip and the man gossip to each other. Basically being revealer of secrets and revealing information that's not supposed to be, that you're ultimately not supposed to reveal. Now, that's a form of what? Tale bearing. See, we ain't never heard these things, man. Whispering, murmuring, not knowing that these things were sin. All right, so the scripture says, keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. So, watch your words when you get around females. Don't backbite, put down another around a female, or put down another that is, not present to a female. Don't. Put down the character or the qualities, if you will, or even the abilities of a man that is not present to a female. Right? Because you have these cats, these jakes that get around female. They talk about their friend that's not present. They talk about this person that's not present. Basically, bad mouthing a person that's not present to the girl. And this is a real thing that happens, man. Right? Another reason why to keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom from a woman is because ultimately the woman is in this world is a damn natural gossiper, man. And that's how a lot of people die these days. Because the female is a talebearer. You know? Because the female don't know how to keep her mouth shut. Now, concerning Eve, through Eve, we all die. Eve was the first sinner, if you will. And through Eve, Adam fell with her. And we see that that dynamic continually happening with man and females, even to this day. Many have perished because of women. The thing is, man, when you get around these females, control or bridle your tongue. Control your tongue. Control your mouth. And sometimes you're going to have to ignore your female a lot of times, man. Because females, they're wicked as hell. They tell you in the scriptures that little wickedness is but nothing to the wickedness of a woman. Much wickedness is nothing to the wickedness of a woman. It's but little to the wickedness of a woman, loosely paraphrased. All right, so females' mouths are like fire, man. A lot of people don't know is that people's dialogues, people's conversations, speeches, even talks and words, bringeth death, man. When you backbite me to what? Basically, talk shit about a person behind his back. That's backbiting. That's a sin. Right, but it's a normal thing every day. Everyone. When you hear the dialogue of people, everyone is talking about another. Or you have the talebearers in this world, and there's many. A form of that is what investigators. Not investigators, but instigators. The people that basically translate information to another person, to city to city, to people to person to person. That person that like to reveal secrets, that person that like to gossip. And a lot of people die because of him, because that kind of person. You have to whisper. But damn another form of talebearing. But you also have to murmurer, the complainer, which also means to complain. Complaining about a person, unrighteously. Right? These aren't normal things to do. So keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom. And it's become a habit, because it's a normal thing, man. Backbiting, talking about another person behind his back. Right? Especially when you get it around a female, man. Let's get the book of Jude real quick. Not Jude, but James. James chapter 3, verse 2. It says, for in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Right, let's jump down to verse 5. It says, even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Right, so your tongue is a little member of the body. It's a little part of the body, but it boasteth great things. Right, you say harmful things, you say wrong things. And sometimes that happens a lot when you get around females. Pillow talking. Sometimes, you get it, because ultimately at the end of the day, your wife, your woman, that's the closest person you have to you. That's your which two becomes twine, becomes one, which ultimately that's marriage. But that's the natural dynamic of man and woman, to be close, and we know that, we inherently know that, So when men get around female, their mouths just release stuff that don't need to be released. Get around female, you talk about another man's secret. Get around female, you start talking about another man. Get around female, you start complaining. You get around females, you start revealing your own secrets. And a lot of times in this society, especially in Black culture, a lot of men done die because females, heard things and said things, in that hood life, if you will. Which, this lesson and this teaching is so simple, but crucial. It's crucial, man, to even survive. Survive, because many have fallen because of their tongue. And this should be awakening. Your awakening, concerning your tongue. Your tongue sins, man. A lot of people don't understand that people sin by their words, man, because of their words. So when you backbite, you sin. When you murmur, you offend. When you are a talebearer, you offend. You trespass against the Lord. Because also these things are forbidden. These things are wicked. These things are evil. Right? When you whisper, you sin. When you lie, you sin. Yeah, it's so simple to understand, but it's so crucial, man. Right, next time when you in the world, because when you step into this, when you watch these videos of the prophets, teachers, and apostles, and of these teachings, you basically step into a whole nother domain. Symbolically speaking, you step on a whole nother field, if you will. Right, but when you go back into the world, I'm not saying to be a busybody or to be a nosy person, but we all have ears. But when you step back in the world throughout your day-to-day life, just understand how wicked and how evil and dark people's dialogues are, people conversations are, people words are, and how confusion is in their words, man, in their sayings. It's absurd, you know? Or you got one fellow talking about backdooring another. You got one fellow basically conspiring with another, conversing with another to do evil. Let's backdoor this person. Or you got the normal Jake today talking about vain shit, worthless shit, empty things. Talking about guns and shit. Like, fuck guns, man. Talking about ops and shit. You know? Talking about a whole lot of dumb shit. You got the grandmother being the chief whisperer, the chief gossiper. That's wicked as hell. And we gotta be able to discern and recognize, you know, evil dialogue and good dialogue. Evil conversation and good conversation. Evil words and good words are acceptable. You know? James chapter 3, verse 6, it says, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So your tongue is a world of iniquity, man. And a lot of people are destroyed because of their tongue. So next time you even backbite, you talk shit about another person when that is not present to another person, you're sinning, man. Let you know that. Because it's evil, man. It says, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue amongst our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and is set on fire of hell. You know? Verse 8, it says, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. You know? You know, so just watch your tongue, especially when you get around females. And watch the tongue of the female as well. Make sure because females, they don't perceive their own wickedness, man. Tell you straight up, man. If your female want to talk about a person's secret, you ought not to hear. You ought to deny it, man. I don't want to hear that shit. Say that, man. If female start gossiping, hey, say I don't want to hear that shit. You know, I'm gonna close off for now. You know, Lord willing, this video to the found up on the apostles and great most only peace and blessings unto the elect. And salute and shalom to the fellow laborers in His truth. And again, all praise and honor and glory be to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom. Also want to say, in the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, there ain't gonna be no backbiting, man. It's gonna be no murmuring. It's gonna be no lying. Ain't gonna be no tale-bearing, revealing secrets and shit like that. That's off as hell, man. Ain't gonna be no talk of violence. Ain't gonna be no talk of wickedness, man. No evil dialogues. And right now, we cannot perceive what the dialogues in the kingdom of Yahushua are gonna be, but we know it's going to be beautiful, man. It's sound. I'm going to close off on that. Lord willing, this video is at the final. Shalom.